Wanderers, welcome to the Wondering Dutchmen podcast. Thanks for joining us on a Friday variety show brought to you by Chad Blessinger and Blessinger Insurance.
Today's episode is brought to you by Blessinger Insurance. September is National Life Insurance Awareness Month, and our buddy Chad Blessinger with Blessinger Insurance wants to clear up some myths about life insurance. One myth is that you should get life insurance once you're older. Wrong. Buy that life insurance now when you're younger and healthier, where costs will be their lowest. Another myth is that life insurance is too expensive. Wrong again. Depending on your application and health screening, life insurance can be quite affordable. Life insurance is all about planning and taking care of your loved ones. Nothing can ever replace you, but your family shouldn't have to worry about paying the bills or buying the groceries. If you're young and have a family and haven't had the life insurance conversation with a trusted agent yet, let Chad Blessinger help you today.
The Wondering Dutchmen podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wondering Dutchmen podcast coming to you from Smoker's Lounge.
Yeah, yeah. The Wondering Dutchmen. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Wondering Dutchman podcast, a Friday variety show. Sitting across from me, with a little tussle of hair up front and the mustache, is our friend, esteemed colleague, Zachary David Masner.
Hey!
Sitting there in the middle with his rose-colored glasses and his short haircut, supporting the turquoise turtle in the United States of America. One of the biggest patriots we know, David Allen Smoker.
Morning.
And I am Esquire. This is a Friday variety show that is brought to you by Chad Blessinger and Blessinger Insurance. It's now time, gentlemen, for the ice cold opener brought to you by Celebration Ice. Big fella, what say you?
I don't know. I think I want to leave deep thoughts with Jack Handy here.
Hey, welcome to Friday. If you're listening to us on a Friday, hell yeah, let's celebrate. We all made it another week. Another week in the old salt mines, especially coming off of what will be future time, a 4-day weekend. Those weeks seem to drag on the worst, fellas. So we've made it. Future us, future we's, we've made it. We're actually getting ever closer to what will be the best show in town on the 13th of September.
Should be a good time.
When our buddies Overboard, not Overdrive, but Overboard, take the stage and rock out
That's right.
with their socks out.
Good grief, that's going to be a tough one, boys.
Yeah.
Record on the 12th. Check in, meet inspections on the 13th, overboard till the wee morning hours of the 14th.
I did get big news, though, that
Plus the acoustic show.
the cabin is 100% ours.
I saw on one of
To
the
our
on the
disposal.
official schedule that it was at the cabin.
Yeah. So we'll get the keys to that joint, but the fireplace and the electricity and the tables. And
Can we have a fire in there?
yeah,
Do whatever the hell
we can do whatever we want.
We're the Wondering GD Dutchmen.
Amen, brother man. But yeah. So yeah,
time.
I'll use that as my ice cold opener. If you haven't signed up for the Wondering Dutchman backyard barbecue,
Which right now, current time,
when this comes out,
give the guy a little lemonade vodka.
that's all I need, baby. That's all I need
he's
is
in.
brand new, man. When does this show come out, boys?
It'll be the 6th.
Yeah, so you still got time to sign up. So we'll take registrations until the 12th. We'll cut it off at like noon on the 12th.
Noon.
That way we got time to get all of our ducks in a row for everything that we need for the 30th.
I feel like there's a lot of ducks unaccounted.
No, we're fine.
Don't we need like people to help?
No,
Not even going to worry about it. It's his job to plan this.
that's right. I'll take care of it, bud. We got time.
You just
We got
relax.
nothing but time. But hey, that's my ice cold opener. What you got?
Well, it's Smoker's turn for the ice cold opener.
Got an exhaust leak in the truck. It's been getting worse. I'm not sure if it's the exhaust manifold or the exhaust somewhere. But I think I've decided, gentlemen, that I'm not going to mess with exhaust. I don't have near the equipment to do that successfully. I don't want to be welding overhead on the ground with
So
my
it's
fat ass.
is it a
wedged.
manifold up on the engine or somewhere in the back?
Well, that was my first statement. I'm not sure which one it is. Could be either one.
Thanks for listening.
130,000 miles though.
Yeah, never know.
I wouldn't hurt to have a little bit, maybe just a little MagnaFlow on there or something anyway. Just
a little tone.
yeah, just
Just a small little tone.
go with them Rancho shocks I stuck on there the other week.
Looks good.
So anyway, that's what I've been thinking about is just trying to get my composure and just think, okay, you're gonna have to pay somebody to do it. It's gonna cost a shit ton of money, and you're just gonna have to do it. But, who wants to weld overhead at this age with no lift? And
Not me.
nah, not a hell with that. Might burn my tattoo now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you don't want to do that.
No, hell no.
You really don't
Hell.
want to do that.
Yeah, anyway, that's what I've been kicking around a lot, just thinking about that.
Well, college football is back in full swing.
Hell yeah, buddy.
I'm 1 for 2 on the gambling. So I'd taken the first half under in the Georgia Tech and Florida State game over there in Ireland. They kept saying Ireland. And I was like, oh, the boys over there at the Shamrock are probably pretty happy. And I was like, it's Ireland, the country.
Has Ireland got a college?
Ireland, Indiana? No. Got a great elementary school, though.
No. Where are they playing
No, they played
American
in like one of the,
football in Ireland? Like,
no, it was just like one of them destination things.
right,
Little Irish tourism.
Like, did they build a football field like
No,
on the
no.
log chucking field, or
No,
that's
they had
Scotland?
they had a pitch there.
Soccer.
They had a pitch that they used for Gaelic football, which is kind of played with a volleyball and then rugby.
Some of those guys, it's tough to listen. You can't.
I love it.
I do too. I really like it, especially women. But like you,
I got a
it sounds like
story.
they got a mouthful of shit sometimes.
I
got
was
it.
listening to a feller sing a song, but he was kind of speaking the song in some sort of Irish tongue. I don't know if it was Gaelic or not, but he.
Was it Alan? He's kind of got a little red in his beard.
No. This was on the Facebook, TikTok.
Yeah.
Short.
So when I was at the University of Evansville, we had a lovely lady from Ireland, and she was a sweet girl. And I think I probably proposed to her 1,000,000 times that semester. But she taught me the difference of Bushmills and Jameson.
Didn't know where you're going there.
Oh.
Is it this guy, Dave?
Nope, that's not him.
Okay.
Because I think Bushmills is the Queen's whiskey in Ireland, and Jameson's is I forget what it was, but she would get drunk, and the accent just got even worse.
Oh, I
and,
bet.
Oh my, not worse. It got the accent got stronger.
Filthy
Wasn't as
mouth.
American.
Yeah,
Oh
thick.
my god,
Thicker. Thick.
Yeah.
Thick.
Hope she's doing all right.
What was her name?
Not a clue. There was a lot of.
Didn't end up being Mrs. Lindemann.
Oh, here you go, Casey. Ask your bartender: Protestant versus Catholic whiskey.
Yeah, because it's in Northern Ireland, and
There you go.
so what is it? Bushmills is the Queen's whiskey, right?
Bushmill is a Protestant whiskey, and Jameson is Catholic whiskey.
Yep, there we go.
There you go.
That's how you know.
Catholic whiskey. There's a Reckless Kelly song about Ireland, and they reference Catholic whiskey.
Yeah,
Do you guys drink, like, what's
I
the
have.
big deal about Irish whiskey?
I drink
I'm not
the
a
shit out
fan.
of it. It's gross.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking Scotch, I guess.
Yeah,
Scotch is terrible too.
Yeah.
We'd like to. That'd be like getting a
that's in-game stuff. That's what people drink before they get ready to die.
Scotch.
Scotch whiskey. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'm going to drink. If I can see my death coming,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to break back to my old ways one last time, and I'm going to down a bottle of Rare Breed and steal a car or something.
Is that right? Rare breed, you say?
God,
Wild turkey.
I loved wild turkey. I drank a lot of wild turkey.
Is
I tell you what, I got into a stretch when I was heavy on the bourbon, where I got into the turkey, and first couple puts a little hair on your chest, and then I
rye?
realized I kind of
Rare
like
breed rye whiskey?
Oh, yeah. 106 or 108.
See,
God.
you may see your death
Bless.
coming when Jenna comes and gets you
I'm
sometime.
thinking about dying just thinking about it.
Yeah, but
Yikes. So
Put lead in your pencil.
I imagine. I don't know. I just drink it in like the car bomb situation.
Yeah, we used to take it in shots. I remember.
Lots of that.
But I don't remember what she said she drank. Oh boy, you all right?
I just had a flashback of when Overboard was here. We're going to take down there and I'm going to tell you it's a terrible idea, but I'm in. We should probably take stuff for Jaeger bombs, huh?
Yeah, because
Alan's
those
big on
guys are
them.
big.
I ain't taking one.
Deal.
Okay, that's good. I'm going to need somebody to block the law, and who better than my legal counsel?
Yeah. I'm probably going to bed like 10 o'clock at night. You would get my
You
12.
won't show up till 1.
Listen.
Hey guys, I'm so sorry. I got held up at the resort. I got there as soon as I could. It's Casey. It's 11:30. They've been cooking for 2 hours.
Yeah, I hope it worked. And who stayed? Who stayed there and did some extra coverage?
That's right. You did the evening shift.
Evening shift, more like middle of the night shift.
But you'll stay at the cabin since we got it.
Not a chance.
Just in case something happens. What if there's a good content?
Not my pig, not my farm. This is that big fellow over there. Big
I
fellow.
thought it would be more of like a bonding experience where we actually could like stay in the cabin and it would be like
Listen,
like
I love
camp,
you
like
guys.
a camp out type thing.
Snuggle up
Camp out,
snuggle up to my beautiful wife. Or
But she loves that.
because here's what I envision. I want you to come along on a little visionary trip.
Paint me a picture, Picasso.
So by the time our friends, so you figure we're there by what, 4:30,
Probably not.
5.
Not a chance.
I'm not going to be there.
I don't get off work till 3:30.
So but Overboard takes stage at 8. Like we got to be there.
Yeah, the Cook's meeting's at 9.
That's a mistake.
I'll probably cart down when Alan says what time they're going to be there.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to be there early to set up.
Yeah, I'll run.
Yeah,
through
but they're not
sound
going to
with
want us to touch their shit to set
them. I'll
up.
run through sound with them.
Yeah, you can, but they're not going to want me or you to touch their stuff.
I'm not going to break shit.
Oh, okay.
We really need to get a new flag or two to hang on the stage when them guys play.
Yeah.
Gosh dang, we should have something cool made.
We need to talk to our friend Taryn. But I'm going to paint you a picture here. So we're there whatever time. We've already, we've drank them out of beer. Our buddy Fricky's had to go find more somewhere. I don't know where he finds it.
Okay.
But all of our friends in Dubois County come. They want to party with the Dutchmen and Overboard. So we run that show till midnight. There's a really good chance this one, just to talk to people, is going to be inebriated anyways. This one in the middle.
Right.
Social anxiety kind of deal. I don't know. You're going to play the game early, but you can't get too bad because you don't want to disappoint the wife in public. Probably be more of a later drunk situation.
Okay.
So we leave up there about midnight. They maybe do one more after they tell them to leave just to keep that rock and roll vibe going.
Okay.
We go down to our little shack where the acoustic show starts. That's where the trouble and downhill really begins because then it's Dave after dark. It's Big Mace after dark. And there's not going to be anybody sleeping. And then we got the long day on Saturday because once we wrap up with the barbecue fest, kind of have to go back to being a dad and entertain the kids and the wife there at the fest later. And maybe night 2 because, the Howl at the Moon people ain't going to be as good as Overboard, but could be entertaining. So I'm just saying I don't envision a bunch of sleep, and I'm kind of partial to it.
meth kettle for my birthday like last year, too, afterwards.
Oh, that's right. We did come up here after that.
That's the unofficial plan.
On Saturday? Oh, I didn't get invited to that.
You're part of the crew. They're part of the...
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
I think you think there's like a hidden invite network.
There is when I drive by his house to go up my driveway, and you're down there.
I'm normally not invited. I just show up. I'd show up at your house, but the dogs might wake the kids or something. I don't
Well, the kids don't go down until like 8:30.
Okay, well, yeah.
Maybe not.
Let's just party in your shop then.
Well, it's great. It's cleaned up. I moved some stuff around, getting ready for
Porch party.
So
Oh, God.
Still haven't received an invite for that.
yeah,
either.
may not. And hey, that was the ice cold opener. That was the ice cold opener.
Just because summer's pretty much behind us, that doesn't mean your ice needs are behind you. Listen, coolers don't just miraculously keep drinks cold, and it isn't cold enough just to leave them outside yet. Enter Celebration Ice. Your tailgate or family gathering is not complete without ice with attitude. Stop by anywhere you see the ice chests outside with Celebration Ice, real big on them. Inside that chest lies what you need for ice cold refreshments.
Got a little long there. The ice maybe melted a little bit, especially on this hot day. But it's the Friday Variety Show where we talk about a little bit of whatever we want to talk about, and we just kind of turn it over. Does anybody got anything pressing?
I do.
Okay.
Where are you at on cologne?
I wear cologne every day.
Every day.
I mean, every day up for work.
Right.
Like, I don't spray it on Saturday.
What about you?
I've never worn it a day in my life.
Honest to God?
Yeah.
No cologne ever.
I've got, so like when big ass brick of soap,
Duke Cannon.
when they do those freebies and you can get them, I've got some of that solid cologne, but I have never in my life bought like a Ralph Lauren Polo or a Curve or a Michael Kors, or that's a purse, but whatever would be some Dolce & Gabbana.
Yeah, Dolce. I have. I've always been a cologne guy, but like, it's never been. Like, I don't think I've ever bought cologne for myself. Like, I don't think I ever have. Like, maybe a bottle of Axe or like Bod spray from the dollar store back when I was playing football and shit. You just a couple pumps of that after you get out of the shower to get on the bus, type stuff. So you don't stank. Because you're not getting a good shower after a football game, It's
How are you not getting a good shower?
Well, I mean, like, kind of in and out, get out of there, because, I don't want to really scrub around on my balls and everything when you're in a shower room with 15 other dudes, It's
As long as you don't drop the soap, you should be okay.
True. But anyway, I was a big, which I feel like I still am, a big patchouli guy. Like, I really like patchouli, and like,
We know somebody's
Yeah.
spouse doesn't like the patchouli.
mine neither. Mine being one of them.
Oh.
Hates it.
Oh.
Makes her sick.
So why do you wear it?
She doesn't. The one spouse that you're thinking of, she probably likes patchouli, but it just reminded her of
No,
me.
she doesn't. She's not a fan.
Okay, well, it reminded her of me. So then that's why, the things had to halt there.
Only you could cock block somebody in this room without actually being in the room.
I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Anyway, I don't know why. I always liked that smell. I know, Dave, you
I like it.
You
I
like
don't know what it smells like.
it. Hippies, dirty hippies.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it. I mean, shoegazers. That's what they're.
I know you say it. You keep trying to
It's
explain
the
it, but
international smell of like a pothead, dirty hippie, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Like people that don't bathe.
who makes
regularly.
patchouli?
It's a oil. It's like
it's
essential oil.
Essential oil.
Yeah.
God, I'd have put it in Jenna's diffusers.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Just really piss her off.
God damn it, Big Make's been in the house again. Told you to keep him out in the lounge.
So anyway, I was standing. So I got a little like a bedside fan, like a little guy, that sits on the dresser right next to the bed. It's getting me a straight because I don't have to worry about it blowing in my face because I've already got my CPAP on. So it's not like I'm drying out or nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a direct shot from that side. So I always keep my deodorant and everything, and my smellies are right there on the dresser. Well, I just took like a half a spray of patchouli, and it hit it right through the fan,
Oh boy.
right into the old warden's nose there, right into the old factory, and she absolutely come uncorked, and she's like, "Oh my God, I cannot tell you how much I hate that. I've told you this 1,000 times. I hate it, and I said, fine then." Throw it in the trash, and she did.
Did she get you something different?
Yes, and that's what I'm getting at. So she surprised me the other day. I guess she went to, was it Ulta?
That's where Jenna goes.
Ulta Beauty?
Yeah, is it like a makeup store, Ulta type
Yeah.
thing or whatever? Well, she said, "Hey, I got you something that's on your nightstand. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. I'll take it back." I'm thinking, oh boy,
Can you take that stuff back?
yes. And I was thinking, oh boy, what is it? And I don't know how to say this name, but it's a black box and it's got a big Y on it. But it's this name right there. Can you say that?
Yves Saint Laurent.
Is that it?
Yeah,
No,
just
let me see
Eve.
it.
It's that one there.
So it's we had a French guy that
It's-
I worked with
it's
at my
French.
work, and that's how you spell his name, but you just pronounced it Eve.
Yeah. The Y. It's kind of like the Battle of
YNS.
Ypres in France.
Like Eepers Creepers. Yeepers.
Well,
So
it's
it's
YPR.
Yves Saint Laurent. Or
Yves
Probably-
Saint Laurent.
Yeah,
Yves
probably
Saint
Laurent.
Saddle Raw.
Yeah, so that's what it is. And
I imagine there's some real skinny broad that looks like she's just liquid paper white that says it. Yves Saint Laurent.
Yeah, you're probably
Real
right.
Cruella de Vil looking broad.
But she bought me like a little sample jug of it. You know what I mean? Just a small
little vial.
Little vial of it, because she said if you like it, I will. I'll get you a big bottle. So then, as I'm going online and I'm looking for this shit, I don't think I want her to buy a big.
Wow, how much was it? I didn't see that.
Like $130 for like, I don't even know how many ounces. Like
I think that Dolce stuff that Jenna gets me is probably $90, but I mean it lasts like a year and a half or 2 years. I mean,
because you're just getting one spray.
I'm a tri sprayer.
What?
Oh yeah,
3 sprays, Dave.
oh yeah, but from a distance now.
Holy shit!
Yeah, hell yeah.
So my dad always just used Stetson. Did you
Brute.
Yeah. Well, Brute was a spray on
I want to
deodorant.
get to the daggone Old Spice glass bottle with the little like syringe looking topper like aftershave.
Yes.
I'm ready for that.
So that's what so Dad always used
Damn it, I'm going to Old Spice.
Dad used Old Spice aftershave that you spun the lid off. It was a white glass bottle, and you just got some on your hands and rubbed it in, and
That's what Macaulay Culkin does on Home Alone.
exactly. He did that whole mumbo jumbo, but then right next to that was a clear glass bottle, and the liquid was kind of a goldish hue, kind of like a urine color maybe, with a gold cap, and it said Stetson, and then it had like a rope, like a cowboy rope, like he was a Stetson man. When he'd get that Canadian tuxedo on, and him and Mom would go out on the town. And he'd pick me up from Grandma Lois's of a night, like if I wasn't going to spend the night, they'd come back and pick me up. You could tell he'd been smoking cigarettes and
I was going to say, you get the smell of a Zippo, a Marlboro, some
Stetson,
some
Dave's
Old
going back
Spice,
and
and
some
like the
denim.
smell of
leather,
conditioner. The yellow,
yeah, mink oil, saddle soap.
saddle soap's
There
what
you
I'm
go.
thinking about. I
Yeah.
was trying to think of the
Uh-huh.
name, but good grief.
Yeah, that's pretty much that.
Back
was
when men were men.
that's my old man to a T. Now they're not wearing this fucking Yves Saint Laurent kind of crap. And Aquadigio, I mean, there's all kinds of that crap. I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
Papa Frank never grew up with it.
God
Yeah.
dang it, I'm feeling better. I'm just going to start rubbing myself with tree moss when I get done.
I'm gonna just go down and do an angel in the grass. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing that does stink, and that's crack seal. Like that shit we've been doing this week. We're getting ready for Liquid Road.
Was that Saturday? Was that the Dave Chappelle show? The crack spackle stuff,
I don't remember.
or Mad TV? Maybe.
I don't know.
Sorry,
what it was.
for the plumber's butt.
I got a question for
Go
the group.
ahead.
I don't know.
Oh,
So I want to pose this as it was an unintentional situation. I was coming home from the resort. We rounded the curve just west of Birdseye, where you get out there, that Cayenne area.
I knew what curve you're talking about before you even said it.
Yeah.
One you can hit with a good speed.
Yeah. And anyways, traffic got backed up. And it was pretty far in front of me where it was, couldn't just make an easy pass.
Right.
So it kept riding, like right at like 45 or 50 miles an hour. And I kept seeing people pulling over and then starting back up. Didn't put 2 and 2 together
Funeral.
until I got to Huntingburg. Well, they all dove. They stayed in the left lane once we got into Huntingburg there on the east end of Huntingburg, where it goes into that 2-lane. And the pro move is a lot of people camp out there in that center kind of left lane. So you dive right and you make a push to get through everything. Well, I don't think anything of it. I just automatically get over. And next thing you know, the funeral procession had stayed to the left. So I'm rolling through. And I'm kind of pissed because it's taken a while to get to where we're going. So hold on. So I thought I was going to make the move and get past everything. And I had some people that were coming hot on me to lead the charge past the procession. And I thought there was going to be a chance. Well, all of a sudden they get to about the railroad tracks there before Memorial Gym, and they say, "Oh shit, we don't want to be in this left-hand turning lane there at 231-64. We got to get over in the right lane." Well, I break up the procession. I'm like third in line, and I was like, "What, son of a bitch? Are you kidding me? Like I'm trying to pass these freaking people." So then I'm sitting there, and I was like, "Oh boy, what do I do?" So
I hope you took your hat off.
I didn't.
You're
wasn't wearing
supposed to
one.
pull over for a funeral procession as if it was an
Listen,
ambulance.
He
Time
was
out.
going in row. They were in front of him.
They're the ones.
He didn't know.
They're the ones that stayed over in the left way too long, and then they encroached on me. They turned over 2 or 3 cars did, plus the hearse. But anyways, so then there's that hill where you're climbing up CVS, and I thought I'll pass them there, get out ahead of it.
Oh, you cannot.
Oh, well, hold on here. And so I thought I was going to do that.
Wow.
And then I realized,
What a prick.
let me explain
Okay,
some of
go
the
ahead, go
logic
ahead.
here.
I won't
So
jump to
then,
conclusions.
so I don't climb the hill because the old hearse. I'm lucky whoever was in the back of that thing didn't fall out because it gunned it. This is the quickest start I've ever seen out of something on that.
Well, they're bolted in.
And so I couldn't pass them. So I rode it all the way to the Holland Junction, and I was like, if these guys turn left, this is unreal.
They come from Cayana?
Yes.
And then all.
Time out here. This is where I'm going to get into it.
Holy shit.
So I'm like, these guys are all going to turn left and go to Holland, and I'm going to follow it all the way to Holland too. So I was starting to get angrier as the minute goes. But I'm third in line. Like I'm where like the youngest brother of the family is.
So
in the
you got like
procession.
a flag on the hood, a flag on the hood, then you got
Some
this
jackass.
dumb shit with a camper shelf, third in line, and then like 17 more flags behind
Yep,
this guy.
That's exactly what it was. So then I see them. They kept
Unbelievable.
going to Pike County. And so then I was sitting there because I felt guilty about the Huntingburg thing. I was like, but I didn't do anything drastic. I stayed in the right lane. They're the ones that jumped, they jumped over late. And then I started thinking about it. You know what? All due respect to the family and everything involved in it. But if you're hauling across 3 counties to go bury somebody on a afternoon, evening when work's getting out and you they had traffic backed up probably half a mile. I don't feel bad about it. Like if you're going a short distance, like if you're up at Noss and Sons or friend of the program, Rainy Funeral Home, and you're going to that little cemetery that's a few blocks away, I get it 100%. But when you start holding up traffic and you expect because you're 15 cars deep that everybody else has got to do it, it's a tough fight. I'm going to take some flack for that.
yeah. I guarantee.
I feel like Rob Smoker's funeral procession was probably 50 vehicles or so. And we went from Richmond through Centerville down into, it was it was 12 mile or 15, I imagine, little jaunt through.
Yeah,
town.
but it wasn't east of Birdseye all the way into Pike County.
Richmond's a busy town. As fall approaches, ease into the season by preparing your vehicle for the Jeep runs, tailgating fun, or that good old country cruise. Now's the time to check the treads on those tires and make sure your vehicle is ready to keep you comfortable as we go from the heat of summer to the chill of fall. Timely service can save you trouble down the road. The process to get into Dubois County Tire and Supply is quick and easy. Friendly service as soon as you enter the door, paired with an experienced and knowledgeable staff, makes for a winning combination. Don't forget to check out their unbelievable deals on Mastercraft tires for your ride. Give Dubois County Tire and Supply a call today. Where big or small, they service it all.
Did you have police
Well,
escort?
here's
help?
my thing, though, Casey Lennon.
Yeah.
What's your middle name?
James.
James. That's right. When you come into Huntingburg, heading west from Birdseye, Brettsville, coming that way, there's. Now, let me think here. There's Washington Street. There's Van Buren Street. There's Jackson Street.
Well, he didn't know it was a funeral at that time.
How do you? What do you
He said he
mean?
didn't know it was a
I
funeral
didn't
till
get
they
it
cut over.
till I cut over, and then I saw because they're
Where'd
orange
you cut
flags
over at?
They cut over him.
Where'd they cut over at?
When we were coming into town,
So you
where
at that
fans
point,
off at Wood Products there.
yeah. So at that point, Dubois Wood, Skyline Corporate, Huntingburg
all
Greenhouse.
stayed- they all stayed left,
Yeah. So at that point that's a funeral procession.
and I just kept trucking.
They
because-
stayed in the left lane.
They stayed in the left lane.
Okay.
And I just stayed, like, I didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
I just kept driving. And then all of a sudden, they last minute, like the railroad tracks decided, oh, shoot, we got to get over.
So you were in front of the funeral procession?
In the middle.
I was third in line.
No,
Did you know it was a funeral at that time when you were beside him?
How long
Once-
had you been involved in this funeral procession?
Bird's Eye.
Right.
At Bird's Eye at
And you-
4:30 in the afternoon, I'd
so
had enough.
You had been, when did you become third in line?
Huntingburg. When
Okay,
they
at
cut
what
over into
point-
my lane.
At what point of the funeral procession were you behind the whole line? Bird's Eye?
I was, yeah.
You're like right when you come up
I was
out of
probably,
Cayenne
I was
Bottoms.
15, 20 cars deep.
Right.
And as they break off into St. Anthony like they do, and
Yeah.
then they hang left there, Club Road
Right.
up there, and then Brettsville.
So
Like, I didn't realize what it was in that line.
So when you come
until
through
we
Brettsville-
realistically got to Huntingburg.
when you come through Brettsville and there's a hearse and however many vehicles behind it, and then you come up to that where it goes to 2 lane, then you branch over to the right lane.
I stayed in the right lane,
And then you
they all
slow
stayed
down?
in the left.
No, you gun it to try to get ahead of them, but you don't gun it enough to where then they have to merge because it becomes a turn lane at the light.
but
So you're doubling down on your dickheadness.
no.
at
In
that
my
point,
defense,
all you had to do is put your left turn signal on, merge back over into that left lane when they start to veer right, and go south on 231, and you're done.
Why am I going to go south on 231 when I come out this way to get home?
Or you could just not follow the funeral procession and go south, or turn left on Geiger Street. Go turn left on
Why
Chestnut.
should I be inconvenienced?
Why should
A
you be
funeral.
inconvenienced? Because it's a goddamn funeral.
Is this guy Mother Teresa?
Do you know how pissed off I would have been if that would have been my loved
You
one?
would not have been. Those people, listen, there's a little bit
dick
of
move.
common sense.
Dick move.
No, there's a little bit of
No,
common
no.
sense that goes into this
Admit
stuff.
that you're
I'm
that
not
you're wrong.
You're doing this at 4:30 in the afternoon when people are coming back through
Oh,
and
I'm
work.
sorry. The next
Yes.
time one of my family members die, I'll
Yep.
call you and find out when your schedule is.
Okay.
That way we can reroute the procession around when Casey Lindemann comes home from work.
But it's not just me.
Oh, who is it?
It's a lot of people.
How many
You
other
think that
how
line, you
many
think
other-
that line of traffic that was a quarter mile back of people trying to get home?
Oh yeah, they were mother effing him the whole
Yeah.
time, but they weren't third in line.
Third in line was their fault because they made the last decision to come over. That wasn't a me problem. That was a them problem. And I never passed the hearse, so I kept the respect there in line. And I even waved as they all went by.
Not only are they grieving and wiping the tears out of their eyes, they're flipping this dude off.
Hey,
with their white truck.
good news is they saw a real good logo on the upper left.
All I can think is
Oh man, can't
If
wait
one
to
of
see
the-
a bunch of them folks at the Holland
I would have
Fest when
never
we get
thought
shin
Casey
kicked.
was going to be the one to get us canceled. Like with me and you here, it'd be Casey. to
I
get-
just, all,
You know, when
all
we're
I'm saying
working,
is,
when we're working in town, and a lot of times coming from the funeral home or coming from the Catholic church or wherever like that, like whenever the procession comes by, we'll stop, take hats off and everything like that,
Yeah.
kind of fold.
technically, I never passed the leader of the
Fold our
pack
hands
there.
and all that stuff through the
No,
because
I've-
usually they have like that. But it blows me away that if they're going that far, that they wouldn't have had a police escort.
See, when you start thinking about it
yeah,
through the things of where it's like, you start to realize I didn't do anything wrong. They just kept rolling out that way. And I know you laugh and you joke about it, but like in reality,
you should have pulled over and stopped and just let them go through and then turn left and got the hell away.
where was I going to stop?
in
They
that,
came
in that
over
right
onto
in that
me.
right lane?
I
Like, you
couldn't. I would have gotten ran over.
by who?
All them people were diving right when the hearse finally decided we're going to throw on the signal and dive right too. I braked for those people to come in, but I couldn't have braked for all of them because the people behind me had already started diving right.
Right. So
I
like,
was just part of the procession.
you could have been like a trendsetter and just stopped. You should have pulled over right and slowed and let them veer. And then once the last car in the procession was done, then you could have jumped back over and went and then turned south and got home just
Now,
as
I've abruptly blocked vehicles that I could tell weren't going to stop
easy. Oh, yeah.
for funeral processions.
Yeah.
Like,
or ambulances or whatever. Yeah.
well, no, I mean like
I don't
abruptly
pull over
like
for them either.
blocked people. Like if I thought that they were going to
Or
go,
cops. Man.
like if I thought that they were going to not stop and let a funeral procession pass, like if it's coming at you,
Yeah.
like on a 4-lane road, like I'll block 2 lanes so nobody can just keep
go through.
driving
Yeah.
by. Yeah.
And I've got.
Did you get out of the vehicle?
No.
Oh,
You get out of the vehicle?
I have. If there's more than 10 cars or so, normally I will. If it's going to be long enough to.
Like if you're on the highway and you're going the opposite way, you'll stop in traffic and get out. I always just stop and put my flashers on.
Yeah,
like
I'll
I've
do
never
that.
gotten out of a vehicle, no. But usually if they're on the highway, they're usually moving a pretty good clip.
And that was the other part of this problem. 10 under does not work when you're
And I don't know what. I don't know
stretching
why they would've
across
gone that
God's
so
green earth.
slow, you know what I mean? Like if we were in town, you know what I mean? We went from Central Christian Church up the highway down First Street through the flags on the deal there, and then like came right back around and then went back up to Fairmont. We just did like a loop so we could go through First Street, take Grandpa through the flags at
for the fire
the
department.
fire station.
Yeah, and if there's anybody that is a fan of the show that I happen to be part of it, like I just got caught in a bad situation.
Go ahead and say it.
What's that?
The 2 words.
What 2 words?
Just 2 little words.
Just 2 little words. Just say it.
I don't know what. Are you expecting me to apologize? Because that's not going to happen.
That's why I say, it says a lot about your character. Like that you can't say, I'm sorry.
What am I apologizing for?
For ruining their
There's no way I ruined that procession. They could have stayed in the right-hand lane and there not been a single problem.
Those stupid funeral people would have just stayed in their lane. I would have never had any
I bet you're going to find out when people listen to this. There's going to be some debate on it about what is it.
There'll be some
And the reality of it is, it's tough to identify a vehicle that's part of the procession and not, because we were a quarter to half mile deep of traffic.
Right.
And then when they stayed to the left, you could have turned and they could have been going to St. Mary's.
Now, did you see any flags at all or anything like that?
No,
Did
because they were tucked on the left front. Not till they started coming over into my lane.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, I'm the victim here. That's the old double down there, Dave.
Typical lawyer. I love it.
I don't know. It happened. It's just one of those things, and I just wondered. Obviously, you guys, if you would have been in the vehicle, you would have understood a little bit better of the situation.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where they were all camped out in the left. They could have easily been turning left at the light. I mean, there's just a lot of factors in play there. Who knew they were going from Birdseye all the way back to Pike County?
Yeah, who knew?
They may not have gone to Pike County.
Yes. Where else are you going to go from wherever they're at? Because they could have turned right to go to, because this is where I started to. So when we got started, I was like, oh, maybe they're going to go to St. Mary's, turn left there at Washington and go up that way. Nope. Because they stayed in that left lane.
They could have turned right and, well, no, they're past 161.
They could have turned left at the village. There's a little family style cemetery back there.
Probably highly unlikely there, but
You never know.
I mean, they could have
There's a
turned
cemetery there.
They could have went to Mayo, but they would have missed
No,
their turn.
they missed the turn. They didn't turn. Because as we were going down this stretch of 64, I was like, well, they ain't going there. They ain't going there. They're not going to Holland. And the reality of it is, Birdseye doesn't have a funeral home.
Did you get out in front? Did you get out in front of them? You did not get out in
No.
front of them at CVS.
No.
So there again, you had
Because the hearse accelerated and went.
there's no T on the end of the hearse. There's no
Hearse.
Hearst.
I'm just going to say it however I want to.
Let's say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like there again, you could have turned on 500 West. You could have turned on Maple Grove Road. You had several exits.
Yeah, but then you stop to turn, then you slow the rest of them up in their progression.
yeah, but then you don't have to bitch about being behind them anymore.
Yeah, but I figured it'd make great content, and I was going to 161, hell or high water, and I was going to hang a freaking left.
I guess
So they could all go past me and realize that
you're not part of the funeral procession.
is that Uncle Bobby in that truck up there? I think it might be, honey. We'll get up there and we'll look. Uncle Bobby's turning left. Where's he going?
Wow,
So yeah, it's classic.
that's a pretty wild deal there.
Well, you know,
Can't wait to read about that in a Dear Abby.
nobody reads the paper anyways.
No, it sucks.
Yeah, it happens.
What's Brado got today?
Oh well, I was there was a few topics that old Corky sent, but if you don't want to get to them,
yeah, hell, we can do whatever we want.
we'll get to Brado. Don't worry about it. But Random Friday variety from our buddy Corky. Will Overboard open their set at the Holland Fest with the Wondering Dutchmen intro song?
No,
Probably not. I don't think they will.
No.
We took a poll on that. I think it might be a original.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like. Cell phone signal. It seems like it's impossible to get a good signal. Any take here by the Dutchman? You guys been having cell phone issues lately?
Not any more than normal.
No, not anymore. We live in Holland. We're used to it.
Nothing. Heat doesn't affect that stuff.
No, I don't think so. If it works like CB waves, though, cloud coverage helps for it because you get that skip. So I'd say that humidity is probably do about the same thing.
Yeah.
If anything, it may make it a little better.
Will the Dutchman ever host a golf scramble?
God, I hope
100%. It's in the works.
Well, we've been saying that since last golf season.
That'd be interesting.
It'd be fun. We'd sell it out.
I really like the one you sent on the face base there.
Holy cow! Did
for
you
an
see that?
invitational.
What's that?
I don't know.
Basically, it's a scramble golf game, but every beer you drink
Is a stroke.
is a stroke off.
I read an article recently that was talking about scores of these scrambles that ended up getting posted and teams going like 35 under.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about how ridiculous golf scrambles have gotten
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to the little shit you can buy. Because it's not just like mulligans anymore. It's all this other stuff that you can do and use and buy. And you take these guys that, you know, maybe not be great golfers, but could spend all the money in the world to get X, Y, and Z. And it's just,
But the scramble's always raising money for something. That's what you want, right? Like, it's not about winning a trophy. It's about raising money. Typically, it's
Well,
not
I'm
just
the-
a for-profit.
I am the guy that just got involved in a funeral procession where I didn't know a single person. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but you
think-
also host a golf scramble for a good
yeah, but
cause.
well, tournament. It's not a scramble.
Okay, yes,
The
you're
problem that I have is if you're going to post those wild scores, like, don't post them because it's just not. You're not
We've
really
been-
playing golf.
We've been involved in a golf scramble that had a pretty remarkable score that was legit. You played out of your ass that the Velpen scramble and Teddy Hoops also. I mean,
Yeah, we didn't buy any.
we didn't.
No, did we get a? We got another. Was there?
They didn't make
They
us pay
didn't do
for
any of
shit.
that
So
stuff.
like we
no,
just
I thought
played.
everybody. I thought there was like the. Maybe not.
No, we just played like incredible golf that day and turned in a really good score.
It was because we got there early
Yeah,
to get acclimated to the weather,
We got
and
locked
conditions
in.
of the course.
yeah.
yeah, we tailgated a golf scramble.
We got our gears lubed up. Yeah, so this is the winning trophy for our first annual beer golf scramble. Each beer drink is -1 on your score. Our team today finished -6 under 61 under.
See, like, I don't know. I guess I just
There's a big strategy to that. You got two guys playing,
Two guys.
two
drinking.
guys drinking. Yeah,
Now, see, I think
that's exactly what we did at the Velpen Open.
we could do that.
Now, see, I think maybe to Casey's point, though, you could probably rig that up to where somehow or another that was a secondary thing, like the
Like you turn in an
Pre-beers.
actual score and then you turn in like your scramble score.
Yeah.
Not like, and it makes it sound like I'm a freaking golf purist. I'm not, because I want to go out and have fun and play golf. But, you know, like when you see some of these scores coming in and then you look at these,
Well, I don't
Team-
think
like these
anybody
guys that are
sees
putting
like
them
a
up.
7 under or 8 under or better and thinks, man, they must be really good. Especially when somebody's like, oh, we were 37 under on
Yeah.
18 holes.
well,
Okay, dickhead.
I bet.
Yeah.
I wonder what would be, I'm trying to think of what would be the ultimate scramble team with local like golf guys like we know, like Derek, Teddy Hoops, like some of those guys, because it would be very interesting.
Problem is there's only normally 4 on a scramble team, and we're 3 of the 4.
Well, I'm
No,
just
he's
saying,
just saying in general.
like in general,
oh,
like,
scramble.
if you
Well, you
could-
definitely have to have a guy that was a tee box gangster.
Then you got to have a
You'd have to have a short game guy,
and then 2.
and then two guys.
Picks.
Then two guys that could putt. You know what I mean? You got to have a guy with a big driver. You got to have a guy with a good short game, and then you got to have a guy that can putt.
well, but almost be the guy that can do a fairway finder. That's why I like a lot of good scramble teams. They've got that 65-year-old guy that just pokes that ball out there, and you're straight as an arrow, and you're 110 to 115 out every time.
Yeah.
That can make it work.
That way, if your guy with your big stick hangs one or leaves one
At least
open,
you get a good spot still.
leaves one open.
Do we know when the Velpen disposal open is going to be?
It was cool. It was fall
I
time.
feel like it was October-ish.
Early or mid-October?
Early to mid, I'd say. It wasn't late yet, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
because
it
it
was
wasn't Halloween. It was fall, though, for sure.
it was after the Holland Fest, but before.
Halloween?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. That'll work out pretty good. So, all right. Hey, it is time for Brado's Three Big Things, brought to you by, guess who? Smoke Dragon.
Who?
Our friends over there at Merkley and Sons.
Gosh. Have you been to a tailgate recently where the food spread was less than subpar? Did you have a hard time identifying what kind of burger or dog was on the bun? Well, don't suffer in silence anymore. Be the host or the guest with the most. Head to Merkley's before your next tailgate and get their world-famous snap dogs, seasoned burger patties, or flavored brats. Merkley & Sons is an ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts for a reason. Now, don't suffer at tailgates anymore. Make a trip to Merkley's before you head to the game and stock up.
You think we'll see them on that weekend? Probably not.
I don't know. I feel like I've upset Brother Bradley. He's been trying to reach out to hang out, and every time, like I got a Sunday late afternoon, hey, we're going to swing down to the Chill, and
He texted me too, and I was like, man, we're still at Strawberry. We're still at the...
I wasn't. I didn't get the text till later, but it was just one of those days we were hustling and bustling for the week.
Yeah.
I just haven't been able to catch up with him, and he's invited, and hey, I'll be here then at this time, and I just haven't been able to make it.
If I've found out anything, it's hard for short notice. Like, hey, gonna go do this. Yeah, I'd love to, but
The impromptu stuff it's slimmer and slimmer. Hopefully it'll come back one of these days.
yeah, sure. I think it will. Three big things for the week of August 25th from our buddy Brad Ohanian. The Taliban says it wants people to visit Afghanistan. Here's what it's like. The conflict-ravaged country, not known as a vacation hotspot, has seen an increase in tourism since the Taliban returned to power in 2021 after the U.S. withdrawal. Here's what visitors should know. I don't think so. Maybe Couch Guy has thoughts on this subject. Well, Couch Guy didn't make it to Afghanistan. He was Iraq only.
To the couch.
Yeah, we haven't seen him.
Long time.
We haven't seen him in forever. So I guess, would any of you be intrigued enough to go to Afghanistan?
Oh, not a chance. But it did said that around 30 men are crammed into a Kabul classroom, part of the debut student cohort at a Taliban-run institute training tourism and hospitality professionals.
Tourism or terrorism?
Tourism. One of 6 Afghans work in the garden renovated
Do I need to cut that? Was that
Amman.
uncouth?
What's that?
To question if he said tourism or terrorism?
No.
Okay.
No, I think that's a pretty legit question. In Kabul, Afghanistan, there's like this big ass hotel looking deal here. Pretty wild. Afghans worked outside the Hazara Shaki Hahi shrine in Kabul. That looks pretty neat. It'd be neat to see, but maybe from just like a photo, like I'm scrolling now, but I don't think I would want to go. No, not a chance.
I'd say it's not the weather for me.
No. Yeah, probably pretty hot.
You get up in the mountains pretty cold. I don't doubt that there's some pretty scenery over there, but I also don't forget that there was a lot of our boys that were, that passed away over there, that got mangled over there, that brought a lot of scars back from over there. And I have a hard time feeling or believing that say what you want about the Taliban, there was a reason why people think they're bad. And I think I have a hard time supporting that, thinking that that would be a tourism hotspot.
Well, I get that outlook, but the Taliban is not necessarily Afghanistan, is it? Are they one and the same? I mean, it's just in Afghanistan, right?
They run the country.
Okay. Well, I mean, there was a point in time where we weren't on very good talking terms with the United Kingdom. But I'd probably go over there and check that place out, even though they taxed us to death. And
There's a lot of history there.
Yeah.
About 691 tourists visit Afghanistan in 2021, rising to 2,300 the following year and 7,000 in 2023. More than 10,000 people have visited the country since August of 2021. The steady increase points to new buzz around tourism, even while the country struggles with a humanitarian crisis and poverty following decades of war.
I mean, what are you doing over there, though?
There's a lot of ancient history sites
Smoking
there.
opium.
Now, ancient history sites I could get into, I think.
I think, the mountains, the lakes. I mean, there is a level of...
I don't think I'd want to go check out the scenery, but if I thought there was something like really cool and old there to find.
Like an opium den.
No.
Sitting around with a bunch of them old Afghan dudes that are like toking on one of them big old like hookah looking suckers.
Man, I don't think I know enough about that whole what's the word I'm looking here for? Society? Like I couldn't tell you. I couldn't even I couldn't look at something and be like, oh, that looks like it's of Afghan cultural significance.
Oh yeah.
So this guy
I didn't know there was mountains in Afghanistan, I guess.
It's very mountainous. You didn't know that?
No, I don't know anything about Afghanistan.
This guy that's a YouTube guy, he did it for the money, obviously, in building his brand. He went to Bamiyan, a central Afghanistan city and region that's listed as a UNESCO, no clue who UNESCO is, World Heritage Site. It's an ancient city, has amazing ruins that are really spectacular to see. Buddha used to be there. The Buddha statues were destroyed by the Taliban in 2001. So
it says Afghan's humanitarian crisis worsened in 2022, largely because of the country's enduring economic collapse in the wake of a Taliban takeover. 90% of the population remained food insecure throughout the year. Sounds like a really good vacation spot. Yeah, we're not going, Brado. We're not doing it.
We're out on that. Speaking of an American patriot, tribute to Toby Keith. NBC will air Toby Keith, an American icon, which would have been Wednesday, the 28th of August, 9 p.m. after Keith died in February after being diagnosed with stomach cancer in 2022. Fellow music artists include Carrie Underwood, Luke Bryan, Lainey Wilson. They recorded a tribute concert in Nashville, which NBC made into a 2-hour special. Pulling at our country music heartstrings with this one, where do you Dutchmen land on your Toby Keith favorites?
Ooh. What the hell is that Uncle Sam song?
Courtesy of the Red,
White, and
Courtesy
Blue.
of the Red, White, and Blue. That's a good one. Redneck Yacht Club. Was that him? No.
Mm-mm.
Whoops. Red Solo Cup. That's
him.
Yeah.
Miss Kitty, have you ever thought about... which one's that one?
Should have been a cowboy.
Yep, that one's good.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
Beer for My Horses. Yeah, he did that with Willie,
Yep.
right? I'm trying to think. He's got a bunch of good ones there.
I mean, I'm a big fan of old Toby Keith. Ain't much fun since I quit drinking. Who's that
Ooh.
man running my life?
That's right.
The God, whatever song you said there, the Courtesy of the Red, I don't know. I always kind of thought he was kind of a pompous prick. He seemed like.
Really?
Yeah, I'm never a big fan of him.
Really?
Yeah, like old Toby Keith, like permed mullet Toby Keith. I like that. But not boisterous, pompous prick Toby Keith that he was at the end there. He just come off wrong to me. Could have misread it, but
Interesting. Big fella, what about you? Anything else?
Uh-uh.
The 117 years. That was the age of the world's oldest person, Maria Brañas Morera, who just died in Spain. She attributed her longevity to several factors, including lots of positivity and staying away from toxic people. Well, we're It's all it takes, huh? Says Brado. 117 years is a long run.
gives me hope. I'm looking for 116 to see the year 2100.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
Yeah, that's right.
I just want to see that That'd put me in 3 centuries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little facts here: 117 years and 168 days, making her the 8th oldest person with a verifiable age in history. She passed away peacefully at the nursing home in Catalonia, Spain, where she had resided for the past 2 decades. She moved in that some bitch when she was 90.
Wow.
Like, when you think about that.
27 years.
Yeah,
27.
that's crazy. She has gone away the way she wanted in her sleep at peace and without pain.
This
They must have. Never mind.
what?
It's a better nursing home. I feel like you always hear about like
Oh, I know.
people getting mistreated around here.
Yeah.
How do you say Janine? Jeanine. Jeanne.
Jeannie.
Jeannie Calmet said that she holds the record for the longest documented lifespan of 122 years, 164 days. The longest documented verified woman was in France. That's insane.
Her family added that Maria told them shortly before her death, "I don't know when, but very soon this long journey will come to an end. Death will find me worn down from having lived so much, but I want it to find me smiling, free, and satisfied."
Dang.
This woman, she had it.
Sharp as a tack.
She was named the world's oldest living person in January of 2023 after the death of a French nun, Sister André, at the age of 118. She told Guinness World Records she lived such a long life thanks to order, tranquility, good connection with family and friends, contact with nature, emotional stability, no worries, no regrets, lots of positivity, and staying away from toxic people.
I wonder what kind of family she was around at 117.
Oh, I thought you were going somewhere else. My
Like,
goodness.
well, who would that be? That'd be great grandchildren, or probably in their
Probably
70s.
Great.
Yeah. She used Twitter with a little help from her daughter to communicate with her thousands of followers.
Well, good grief, her daughter must have been 87.
Yeah.
You figure at that age, she probably started having kids when she was high teens or low 20s, more than likely. So her daughter was knocking on a century. Good grief, and she was out there tweeting to the mass.
Yeah. Maria was born a year after her parents immigrated to the U.S. from Spain. 8 years later, the family moved back, arriving in Barcelona during World War I.
Gosh,
Maria's
Man.
life also spanned the
she lived through 2 world wars.
Spanish Civil War, too.
Good grief.
Think about how much you've seen. So out of these things where she's lived such a long life, we're going to check and see here. Do you have order in your life?
No.
I try to, but
Me
not
too.
enough.
Tranquility?
Not a chance.
Sometimes.
Me too. Good connection with family and friends?
I got that, yeah.
Sure.
Contact with nature?
I think so.
Yeah, I would agree. Emotional stability?
Emotional damage.
Yeah, I'd say I'm pretty stable emotionally most of the time.
No worries?
No, hurting on no worries.
No regrets? No regrets?
Know what I'm saying?
I don't have any of
Scotty
those.
P, it's my credo.
Lots of positivity? They were pretty positive people.
I mean, we're riding you pretty hard about the funeral thing, but
Yeah, I'm just going to shake it off, though.
it's you know.
I've represented child molesters, rapists,
Could have
murderers.
been one of those guys.
Oh yeah.
No, I
In
mean,
comparison,
there's people that have wanted ill will towards me. So,
Yeah.
well, it doesn't mean that you've got to be unpositive.
well, I know. I mean, I'm a pretty upbeat, positive guy.
Yeah.
And staying away from toxic people.
Tough to do when you're a working fellow.
Yeah.
I guess when you've had the chance to be retired for 65 years,
Yeah.
you gotta pick and choose who you hang around with.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We need to figure out the age of her children because that'd be wild. Like, that's
I
crazy.
mean,
Older
I
than
think
us.
it's fair to assume that she had most of her children.
Early 20s.
Yeah. So they're every bit of 100
She could have had a
Sub
bunch.
40.
for sure. So even if she had them late and say 40, which she wouldn't have because
Still
that would have been
70
World
years.
War II. Yeah. 70, and that would have put.
Oh, this is my oldest. She's 82 years old. We're
She's
actually neighbors there at the home.
Her kids are 62. Her grandkids are 42.
Could you imagine?
Grandkids are 22. Her great-great-grandkids are 17, and her great-great-great-great-grandkids are
Newborns.
Elementary school, maybe.
Could you imagine, like, hey, we're going to go see great-great-great-grandma at Thanksgiving? Oh, really? Like, are we going to the grave, like graveside? Oh, no, she just lives down the road.
She ran out of cigarettes, sweetheart. We just got to go down there, take her some Pall Malls and some scratches.
She liked them. She loved them. She really wanted to say good liquor and menthols.
Yeah.
Like every grandma. Hey, the Friday variety has come to an end, and it's time for some final thoughts and one more trip around the table. Brought to you by our buddy Nick Merkley in Southern Indiana Hardwoods.
Southern Indiana Hardwoods wants to remind you that fall time is a perfect time to smoke a rack of ribs, a hearty brisket, or even that massive pork butt you've been holding on to. It isn't soup season yet, and Southern Indiana Hardwoods has an inventory of those wonderful Green Mountain pellet grills ready for you. Now, not only does Southern Indiana Hardwoods carry the Green Mountain pellet grills, but they also have the accessories to go with the grills, and most importantly, top-notch smoking pellets. You can have the perfect cut of meat, but if you don't use quality pellets, you're wasting your time. Give Nick Merkley a call today.
Big fella, we got
Well, this show will come out Friday the 6th. Like I said on Wednesday, you still got time to sign up for the barbecue competition. You still got time to get out there and buy you a hat. You still got time to come by the fest whenever it happens, and get your People's Choice ticket. Hopefully a couple more teams sign up so you get a little bit more bang for your buck. But if not, you're still going to get some fine barbecue for that $5 price point.
In reality, we only had 8 last year.
Right. So we're fine. We got time yet. A lot of time. Yeah. So anyway, can't wait to see everybody out at the fest. Can't wait to listen to Al and Derek absolutely shred up on the stage. That's going to be a good time. I can't wait for that to happen. And then peace, love, and positivity, man. Hopefully summer's on its way out as we enter September. I know it's still going to be warm, but hopefully that humidity starts to go away after they start shelling that corn and getting that freaking sweaty-ass shit out of here. So other than that, man, I got nothing. Just looking forward to getting to play more golf and the weather to cool off.
Smoke Dragon.
Been a busy week when this comes out. William turned 7 on Sunday.
Boy's shaving.
The oldest turned 16 on the 11th, which is coming up in a few days now. The father-in-law, his birthday's on the 9th. So if I'm 40, that should put him at, oh golly, I'm not going to say that. My math might be wrong. Anyway, he's got a few more trips around the sun than I got, obviously. But then the 15th's my birthday, and good grief, we just got them. We got them coming out our ears.
A lot of September birthdays there.
Mm-hmm. Lots of, it gets cold and boring in January. Folks do what they got to do to stay entertained and warm.
Yeah, I guess. Well, December.
Yeah, December. Well, late December or January.
Yeah, that's right there.
Yeah, 9-month range.
Depending on how that works. Carry the 1, subtract 2. Yep. Works out well.
One carry the other, that's for sure.
Definitely. Big thank you to our title sponsor, Blessinger Insurance and Chad Blessinger. We appreciate it. I bet we'll see him at Holland Fest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's like the mayor of Holland, I think.
Was he on a team last year?
He was.
And they're not entering this year?
Yeah.
I guess I hadn't seen they signed up yet.
Well, because they're working on it.
Okay.
They haven't given.
They're getting their ducks in a row.
That's right.
They're getting their ducks in a row.
That's admirable.
A big thank you to our buddy Mark Seibert with Celebration Ice. Hopefully them guys get caught up.
Come out one night.
Yeah.
He says he's got a lot of shit going on, but he's going to try.
Well, we hope he can make it. Of course, Overboard with Alan and Derek. Those guys are great. Hopefully they're practicing, ready to rock out. Hopefully you're ready to be there. Of course, Dubois County Tire and Supply kicking off the second half of the show. Merkley & Sons for sponsoring Brado's 3 Big Things. And our final thoughts there with Southern Indiana Hardwoods and Nick Merkley. We appreciate those guys. not a whole lot on the old final thought here for the Friday variety as we get into September. Hopefully you had a good Labor Day. Got some good things coming up. Got some more merchandise in the works. Maybe something that you're going to like. So obviously check out the hats because I don't know, but I would think that them orange hats would pass for hunting purposes, right?
No.
Not with camo print on them.
Oh, really?
I was actually just reading through the handbook the other day.
Has to be bright line orange square there, huh? Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully, we got some things in the works. But always good to sit down with you guys. It's been a blast. And
Should be a good time.
I don't know what else. I mean, we're a week away when this airs from the show, and a lot of work that's gone on for the barbecue competition, and
Go time.
it is go time. No, and we're getting close to anniversary number 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
We haven't even talked about that. Big fella have to get started planning that one, won't he?
I am the party guy.
Dutchman out.